If you're a family of 4 with 2 kids and you make less than $90,000 a year, you're eligible for child care assistance. In October, you'll be eligible if you make less than $99,000. That's a huge change from how things were just a few years ago. In 2021, the limit was $55,000 for a family of 4.
It's a huge expansion. It is a amazing commitment by the state.
That's Kathy Broder, director of the Jefferson Lewis Child Care Project. She says many families don't realize the state will pay thousands of dollars for their child care.
There are a lot of people right now that have their kids enrolled in care, that have had their kids enrolled in care for a couple of years, that don't realize they could be getting help with paying for child care. The state has made this investment, but it won't go anywhere if people don't sign up for it.
The increased limit, nearly double in just a few years, makes hundreds of thousands of new families eligible.
And that includes a lot more of what we think of as middle income people, families that are, struggling to pay for child care, but they're making decent income.
Karen Calden manages the Child Care Assistance Program at St. Lawrence County's Social Services. Since August of 2022, when eligibility expanded, Calden says they've seen lots of new applications.
Since then, there has been a huge increase of families that are eligible for the program and for that assistance, which is really a great plus for our area.
They've enrolled 50 new families into their program, from 80 to 130, and many more than that are eligible. Calden says using child care assistance helps both families and providers. For families, it's a lot of money saved. It can add up to around $10,000 to $12,000 a year per child. It can allow families to go from part to full-time care and parents to go from part to full-time work.
Young families are able to stabilize their child care, to know that they can continue working, and that young families can further stabilize and put more money towards, paying off student loans or buying a house.
For providers, it's a steady paycheck, and the program even pays providers for days when a child is absent. It's 24 absentee days right now, but it'll increase to 80 days in October.
So that stabilizes for the provider, that they know if they have a child that's on the child care assistance program, that even if this child maybe is sickly and, it doesn't go to daycare and ends up with more absences, that they're still going to get paid.
But here's the big wrench in the system. The North Country is still a childcare desert. Getting assistance doesn't mean you'll be able to find a spot in a daycare or with a home provider. Because there's such a scarcity of care, Karen Calden in St. Lawrence County and Kathy Broder in Jefferson and Lewis say they've been seeing more families going another, less known route, using something called the legally exempt child care process. Broder says this is more commonly referred to as friend, family, and neighbor care.
Which is, you can have somebody that's a family member or your neighbor or somebody that you know and trust approved to receive child care assistance.
Individuals have to go through a background check, but then families can use state money to pay, say, grandma or a retired neighbor to watch their children. Broder says it's a great option for families waiting for a childcare spot to open up. It's also an alternative for parents that work shifts and nights when there are very few licensed providers available.
Those are hard things to fill. If you work in the evening, you get out of work at 9 o'clock, and you can find someone that can care for your child from 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock. It may not be a temporary situation at all. It could be a permanent situation that works out really well.
Reimbursement rates for childcare have also increased, which makes the money more substantial, to around $700 a month per child.
It can be something that mom could actually appreciate this income. It's not token income.
You can apply for child care assistance through your county's social services department. Applications can be found on county websites. Broder and Calden say it's worth applying for. It could save many families tens of thousands of dollars a year. Amy Feiereisel, North Country Public Radio.